Hello, a very good morning to all of you. Today, we are going to discuss this particular question. This is an opinion question. Team activities can teach more skills to individual more than other activities, ideally. So we have a comparison here. So we have to look into the word which is a focus word here, that is more. So this is comparing one to another. So more to team activities and to other activities. So ideally, team activities can teach more skills to individual than other activities. This is the question, whether it can be individual activity or it can be an activity assisted by the media or technology, whatever it is. Team activities can teach more skills to individual rather than other activities. What is your opinion? Do you agree or disagree? Or to what extent do you agree or disagree? You can state your opinion in the Likert scale. You can say, I agree completely, I agree, I disagree completely, I agree to this extent, I agree to this extent, I disagree to this extent. You can mark your opinion anywhere in the Likert scale. So you are free to mark your opinion. So here I have said my opinion. Even though acquisition of skills depends on a person, I feel team activities provide a better platform to learn more skills. So I agree to the argument which is stated in the question. But I have said it depends. It's not depend. It does not solely depend on the type of activity. It mainly depends on the person. But you know that team activities provide a better platform for learning more skills. So I have said it's not the type of the activity which decides the number of skills learned. See, for example, an individual activity or the group activity, whatever it is, it's not the type which decides the number of activity or number of skills we learn. It is the person. So even some individuals can learn more skills when he's not in a part of a team. Some people, only when they are a part of team, they can learn more skills. So it's a person, it depends on the person who acquired the skills and does not depend on the type of the activity, whether it is team activity, whether it's individual activity or other activity, whatever it is. It's not primarily depending on the type. It's depending primarily, it's depend on the person who acquired the skills. This is what we have stated in the thesis statement. So the first part is already there. So the argument is presented there. It's reproduced here. So the introduction is clear. Let's move on to the first paragraph. The reason why I agree to the statement. These things, these two paragraphs substantiate your viewpoint. Your agreement is supported by these two paragraphs. The reason why I agree to the argument is because of the fact that in most circumstances, every team member has a unique way of operation. So a style of operation, a style of approaching a problem or a challenge will differ from person to person. And this is what we have said in the coming sentence. So in the coming sentence, I said, one person's operation is entirely different from the other person's operation. The skill which he uses is entirely different from the other. And this is what we have said. As a member of the group, every other member would get exposed to these diverse skills. Now, suppose you are a part of the team, you'll observe the other person, how he is solving or how she is solving the problem or the challenge, or how he is taking up the work, the skill he does, how he does the work. So this is a close observation. So whether it can be an active observation, active learning, or a passive learning, automatically the person learns something from the other. So this is providing a situation. More skills are learned in this situation. So this is what proved, and this is what we can say in the first particular paragraph. Now, when we move ahead with the second paragraph, I just see the other side. If in other circumstances, such opportunities are limited, I have used this particular word to connect to the previous paragraph. So a comparison is very wisely made with one particular word. I have not made the comparison I have not shuffled the matter. I have said it separate, but one particular word distinguishes the team activities with the other. And that word is here, such. It's such a strong vocabulary here, which connects the paragraphs. Such opportunities are limited and learning process would not be that much effective. Now, such opportunities, these types of opportunities are mentioned in the previous paragraph. Such opportunities are less in other circumstances. Now, when a person works individually or with the assistance of any other media, multiple skill acquisition is less likely to happen. And this is what I have said. Now we have to prove it. And this is a good example here. A nurse working in an emergency room of a hospital. It means she is a part of a great team. At least 10 or 15 nurses will be there in an emergency room of a hospital. As a part of a team, he would learn multiple skills better and faster than a nurse working in a small clinic. So most of the nurses are she, so I go with she. She would learn better and she would learn faster than a nurse working in a small clinic where the number of team is limited to 1 or 2. Now there will be 1 nurse or 2 nurses there in an emergency department of a clinic, an emergency session is there. So in a hospital, they are working as a team, they coordinate the things, they learn things faster. So they are observing the others, okay, how others are doing the work. And they may have criticisms in between, they learn from these things or all these things. So, but the learning of multiple skills will be faster and better. They'll be learning these things faster. They'll be learning these things better than working as individuals. So this is a good example what we have given. Now, I admit that skill acquisition is mainly dependent on the person and the role of external factors is definitely inferior to it. So it is the individual, the primary factor which determines skill acquisition is the person. The person who learns the skill is the primary factor. So some persons in individual or in with some assistance, they can learn multiple skills. And in some circumstances, you can even say, even if you are a part of the team, you won't be learning multiple skills. These are exceptions. I have to say, This is exception. However, such circumstances rarely happen. Now I go with the conclusion. Though there are situations in which an individual can learn more skills without being a part of a team, in most cases, the trend is opposite. I mean, in most cases, more skills are learned when a person is a part of a team. So that is the end of the explanation here. We have completed the work in 269 words here. Thank you.